Good morning, world.
Good morning. Well, we're going to look at a story here in the sports world.
You did that very deep.
That's my Barry White voice.
I've heard people say that.
Show you right. We're going to look at a story today that's been in the sports world for a few days now. Todd Bowles, who is the black coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Is he black?
And not only is he the coach of the all-time best quarterback in the history of the game, he's an incredible coach nonetheless, but there are others out there who still want to put him in a box. Stay tuned. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian. And this is Cedric and Brian. All right, so Cedric, this whole segment...
Why'd you shake your head?
This segment is supposed to be how, we're not putting people in boxes. Then you had to say he's a black coach.
I'm saying that because this is what the people talking about are saying that. But before we get into that, let's talk about Jeremy's razors.
Okay.
Do you have yours with you?
I do.
Look at you being Johnny on the spot or Brian on the spot. The reason if you guys saw our last Tuesday video, Tuesday supposedly ended the 40% off from the Daily Wire. I have a feeling that they're going to extend it, even though I don't know that for sure yet. But here's the thing, guys. There's about 9 weeks left until Christmas hits. 9 weeks. So if you haven't got that gift yet for that special man in your life or that special woman in your life who has the back hair and the hair on her toes and stuff like that, get her a Jeremy's Razor. I'm supposed to have hair on my legs. Get the Jeremy's Razor shave kit. You get the shave kit, you get the weighted razor, you get the shaving lotion, the aftershave balm, and you also get a subscription to the Daily Wire where you can watch Candace Owens' new show. She dismantles BLM and just wrecks them. That's what they say on YouTube. Destroys BLM with her her documentary called The Biggest Lie Ever Sold. And you can also go back and see Matt Walsh's documentary, What is a Woman? Those are two incredible documentaries. If you haven't seen them, you got to see them.
And they have some good movies on it that Daily Wire picked up because nobody else would run them. So I think Run, Hide, Fight is a real good one. It's the star that was also in the 1883, was that what it's called? The prequel to, yeah.
Yep.
So if you saw 1883, which is great, that's a prequel to Yellowstone, the girl who's in that, who plays the daughter, the main character, was in this movie Run, Hide, Fight.
Yes. So get your Christmas shopping today. Get her done after you watch this video.
All right.
All right, what do we got going on today?
So what we're talking about, it was on, and Cedric brought this up to me because I try not to watch, unfortunately, I don't watch ESPN. I don't watch any sports commentary because it's all gone so woke. And one of the people that I stopped watching was because of Shannon Sharpe, who would just said some stupid things all through the BLM and the COVID stuff that was just towing the left line. And so I just got kind of frustrated. So I did hear a quote, I think I saw this first on the Daily Wire actually, with Todd Bowles, who is the coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're going to be playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it just happened to be that both of them are two of the black head coaches in a league. And I guess there's only 3 right now, and there's one that's an interim because they got rid of.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yes. He has to get through the end of the season, and then they'll look at him as they should. He's
right.
It's like a little interim job, and he's on the job training. And we'll look at him and say, "Did you do a good job?"
We'll keep our opinions here to the end. I want you to hear what Todd Bowles said in an interview first.
Yes.
So let's see if I've got that queued.
Bucs head coach Todd Bowles and Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin will match up Sunday in one of the few games that feature 2 black head coaches. Here's Todd Bowles talking about the matchup this week.
You know what's funny?
Want to join the 6-figure club?
Of course, an ad. This is what happens when you do live reactions.
Right.
But on that, they mentioned the 2 black head coaches. You know what I found out too? That both teams also have black running backs. Did you know that?
Why is that? Why does that shock you?
Well, because she's saying there's 2 black head coaches.
Yeah, you should.
You know what? I think there's a couple white tight ends.
That makes sense.
I know.
How many white cornerbacks are there?
I don't know.
Defensive backs.
The Rams have one.
Oh, that's why they're
Taylor Rapp.
That's all right.
But he's just a safety. All right, we got to get through this ad here. I'll hopefully edit this out.
Google and other tech companies are hiring hundreds of thousands of workers.
You and Mike Tomlin are 2 of the few black head coaches in the league. I wonder what your relationship is like with them and your thoughts on Steve Wilkes joining that fold.
I have a very good relationship with Tomlin. We don't look at what color we are when we coach against each other. We just know each other. I have a lot of very good white friends that coach in this league as well. And
Racist. He has a white friend.
Oh, the audacity.
If I say I have a black friend, it's obviously because I'm a closet racist and I have to play the black friend card.
Well, when I say I have a white friend, I'm just stating a fact. When you say you have a black friend, you're trying to prove a point.
Yeah, I know. So, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
know each other. I have a lot of very good white friends that coach in this league as well, and I don't think it's a big deal as far as us being coaching against each other. I think it's normal. Wilkes got an opportunity to do a good job. Hopefully he does it. And we coach ball. We don't look at color.
But you also understand that representation matters too, right? And that when young aspiring coaches or even football players, they see you guys.
Look at his face. He's like,
Just
there's the white liberal.
But this is like, and I can say this is the black man thing. He's like, this heifer here. Ooh, she's going to get on my last nerve. But she is totally trying to do the Obi-Wan Kenobi thing and saying, these are not the droids you're looking for. She's trying to put it in his head. But you understand, you have a responsibility as a black coach to make a statement about this.
You have to play the intersectional game. You know what would have been funny is if he came out and said, I apologize that I'm also not a trans man.
And I go all the way.
And
why
we
not?
coach ball. We don't look at color.
But you also understand that representation matters too, right? And that when young aspiring coaches or even football players, they see you guys, you know, they see someone that looks like them, maybe grew up like them, that has to mean something.
Well, when you say you see you guys and look like them and grow up like them, means that we're oddballs to begin with. And I think the minute you guys stop making a big deal about it, everybody else will as well.
Nice.
What a freaking awesome answer.
Nice.
And you're going to hear Skip kind of go back on that because guys like me, and guess what? Even guys like Cedric like what he had to say, but wait till you hear what Skip says later.
Or as Shannon Sharpe calls him, Skip.
Skip.
But I love how he put the enunciation on you guys.
Yeah. And
Because she said it first, like, well, you guys.
She does. And that's what these white liberals, and then you go back to what Malcolm X says, and Candace puts a couple of Malcolm X quotes in her movie. Remember that?
Yeah.
The minute you try to say you guys, you don't realize how racist you are being that woke liberal trying to prove your point and signal. You do your virtue signaling there. You're just showing your racism.
Yep.
It's
but I
just-
liked how you tried to flip the script. And he said, well, if you guys would stop talking about it, it won't be an issue.
And I'd love to meet him in person to find out if he's just being really political on this or if he is a guy that tries to get beyond all of these games. I loved his face, though, when he just started scratching. That's the thing you go to when you're just like...
Please don't let me curse this girl out.
So let's listen to Shannon because I like
Stop
what
making
Shannon
a big
said
deal
at the
about it. Everybody else will as well.
Heavy subject indeed. Shannon, what's your reaction to what Bowles had to say?
I love Todd and the way he broke it down. He said because you'll make it seem like we oddballs and you continuously talk about it. Skip, I think it was a big thing when the first time that it happened. I don't know who the first black head coaches were that coached against each other. Maybe it was Art Shell and someone else. Maybe, okay, the Super Bowl. I get Coach Dungy and Lovie Smith going at it. That was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
But now, Skip, it's not a big deal.
But I love this. So he goes, that was a big deal. And Skip, that was a big deal.
Yes, it was.
Hey, Skip, you want to virtue signal a little bit louder?
That was huge.
Can't make it a big deal every time two black coaches or two black quarterbacks or two black this go against each other. We can't make it a big deal because it's not a big deal. I get what they're saying because there's so few minorities that's actually doing it. But just because there's so few minorities doing it, it's already been done. This is not the first time. Yes, that's my friend. He's like, I got some white friends that coach too. And he said, look, we understand, but it's not that big of a deal. We're two coaches. We're coaches that happen to be black. And once you get past that we're coaches that happen to be black, we can move on and we can keep advancing and kicking the ball forward. But you guys make it a big deal like it's earth shattering, like it's NFL altering, and it's not. Two coaches, it's Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Head coaches happen to be black. That's it. I mean, you're not making a big deal that such and such player and they're two coaches that happen to be white. Okay, that's how we want to be treated. It's not a big deal anymore, guys. We're good at what we do. I've won a Super Bowl as a D coordinator. He's won a Super Bowl as a head coach. We're very good at what we do. He's a very good head coach. I like to think I'm trending in that direction. But guys, you keep trying to make it a big deal, and when it's not, there's.
But I like what he says there. I want it because hopefully it's because I'm good at what I do. He's good at what he does. That's where you get your joy. Yeah. If you're again othered, like that reporter tried to do with him, like you guys.
You might remember this. When did the Washington? Oops, I gotta say it. The Washington Redskins, when they won the Super Bowl back in, was it '79? And the reporter asked Doug Williams, "How long have you been a black quarterback?" He's like, "Well, all my life."
Yeah, that was stupid liberals back in too. Sorry. All right.
In the words of what used to be in the political skip, there's no there. There's no there. Let's just move forward about two coaches, the Steelers and the Buccaneers, playing each other on Sunday, and leave it at that.
Okay, now Skip's going to tell Shannon how to be black because Shannon isn't being woke enough.
Right.
He's not being black enough. So Skip, the white guy, is going to tell him where he missed the point.
Okay. I appreciate everything you just said.
This is Cedric gets this. Or you see this when the BLM things were going on and the white lady's yelling at the black cop.
Right.
That's the thing. It's like, I'm going to tell you what it's like to be black as a white woman.
Yes.
Now Skip, as a white man, is going to tell Shannon where he got his narrative wrong.
I've had that happen to me when people have sat me down, like white people sat me down and said, "Cedric, let me tell you about black people." I'm like, well, this should be interesting. Go ahead.
So this is right. This is on, what is Undisputed on ESPN? What is it on? I don't know. Some sports channel, right?
I'm going to restate my opinions on Mike Tomlin and Todd Bowles. Mm-hmm. I've told you many times on this show, if I could have played in your league and done anywhere near what you did on the football field, if I could have chosen the coach I wanted to play for, it would be Mike Tomlin, because I feel like I'd run through the locker room wall for Mike Tomlin. He just continues to rise and shine to me through thick and thin.
Right.
And their record for winning records in a row is sensational.
Right. Never had a losing season.
So,
how many Super Bowls does he have?
I was going to ask that. Like, I think Mike Tomlin's getting a little bit of a pass.
I was going to say, is he not? He wouldn't want to play for Tom's old coach,
yes.
Who's won how many
Belichick.
Super Bowls? Belichick won. Yeah. But he'll run through a wall. I mean, again, this is just virtue signaling again.
Over time, he has prevailed.
Right.
And he is the highest of quality as a human being and a football coach. Todd Bowles is in the same category with Mike Tomlin to me. I've told you
I think that's just showing his racism. He's comparing two black guys there.
Right.
Not comparing all coaches. I'd put Tomlin, I mean, this is just racist. I'm putting Tomlin and Bowles in the same thing. It says the white guy. Comparing two black guys. So he's already othering them right there. That's, am I wrong?
Not only you can't speak on this because you're a white guy, but I will give you a pass.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
1,000 times on this show. He's one of the best defensive minds in the game, if not right at the top. He's right there with Bill Belichick to me. And I've been around Todd Bowles enough to tell you he is a good human. From his heart, he's a good human. I divide the world maybe simplistically into good hearts and bad hearts, and his heart is as good as it gets. When I watched this clip for the first time yesterday, only because it was trending, and it trended and trended and trended, I got chills when I watched it. I think you got chills when you watched it.
They're multiplying.
And yet, I cannot tell you how my emotions were mixed by what he had to say. And this is just me. I'm speaking as a white man across the table from you.
And that's the problem.
I was extremely disturbed by the number of white people I saw on this thread, basically saying, I'm going to just sort of paraphrase or maybe stereotype what they said. But it came across to me as an opening for too many white people to say, oh, finally, we have a black man in a prominent position who's basically saying it doesn't matter that I'm a black man, and it doesn't matter that there are very few black head coaches. And finally, there's a black man who's not rubbing our nose in the fact that he's a black man and there aren't very many. And finally, we have somebody who's not campaigning for racial justice. And finally, we have somebody who's just saying, live and let live.
And those are all bad things? We have someone who's saying, live and let live. We have someone saying, let me be judged by my work and not my color of skin. Let me have a guy who says, I'm making it my own merit. And Skip is making it seem like we shouldn't have someone saying that.
All those damn white people. God.
That's why I can't stand you guys.
I mean,
those guys. You guys, those guys.
So this goes back to a question you brought up before. They talk about, okay, there's only 3 head coaches.
Yes.
All right. So you got to go look back and say, why is that? Is it because it's the rich white boys club? 70%, I think we're going to get to that in a minute. 70% of the NFL players are black.
I think it's higher, but go ahead.
Okay. I'm just using, I think Shannon
Okay.
says that earlier or later. So if we go by that and we want to play this equity game, if these owners were racist, why are they giving millions and millions of dollars to all these black players?
Reparations.
We know why they're paying these players that are black. They're better at the job than somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if there's a coach that is better, that the owner feels who wants to win games is better, they're going to hire that coach regardless of skin color. You can't play this game with the coaches. If you go back and play the equity game, then I'm going to say, okay, blacks are 13% of the population in the United States. Okay? There's 70% of the players in the NFL. Where's the equity? If we're going to play the equity game,
I hear you.
But I'm not stupid enough to go, yeah, there has to be at least, 60% white. It's like, no, you're going to pick the best players on your team to win games, to bring people, because it's all about money, to bring people to your stands to make money.
Yep.
If these owners think that a black coach is going to win more games, they're going to hire a black coach.
Yes. Or a Hispanic coach or a female coach. I'll go ahead and say it that far. That's all you guys out there, like Brian is saying, and I heard this yesterday, I'm going to steal it. All you guys right now who are getting so passionate on Sundays with your fantasy football team, they're not racist because you picked all black players, except for your quarterback. Because we know you're not stupid.
Cooper Kupp is the #1 receiver in the league right now. I know that throws a wrench in everything.
Right? It's like, how is this white boy getting open?
He was a sprinter, I think, in college.
I know, I don't believe it.
All right.
It came across as finally we don't have to hear Black Lives Matter anymore.
Right. Thank goodness.
Well, I'm here to tell you, you do need to hear it. And I'm here to tell you, well, I'm here to tell you, you do need to hear it. And I'm here to tell you that Todd Bowles...
Is he telling the black guy that you need to hear it?
Black Lives Matter.
The white guy's telling the black... Just like Cedric said in a couple episodes ago, he went out and saw a Black Lives Matter rally back in 2020, and it was all white people. God,
it's a damn shame.
Damn shame. I'm getting riled up. This guy... I finally agreed with something Shannon said.
Which is very rare.
And then Skip has to come and woke it all up.
I'm here to tell you, you do need to hear it. And I'm here to tell you that Todd Bowles wasn't built that way because all he knows during a week of football coaching is he coaches football.
Correct.
He wasn't born to campaign for social racial justice.
Right.
It's not in his makeup to do so, certainly in the context of what he was born to do, which is get a football team ready for a football game.
That's his freaking job.
But I'm sorry, even that stuff sounds racist. He's trying not to, he's telling what Todd Bowles is supposed to be, and Skip is telling him, he's not meant to do that, he's meant to do that.
They got to keep the machine going. They got to keep this thing churning. But it's like, if they could look at Todd Bowles and say, you know what, this guy is on the right page. And if he's not into politics, that's on him. I know there's a saying out there that a lot of people subscribe to. It says, you better be interested in politics because politics is interested in you. But some people just aren't about it. If I can go back decades ago when Michael Jordan was selling Nikes, they were upset with him because he wouldn't back the gubernatorial candidate for the Democratic Party in North Carolina. And he said, I don't know enough about politics to get involved. And the thing that pissed people off was he said, Republicans buy shoes too. Yeah. And he said, that's my job. And I'm still a black man. You can't change that. I get that a lot in the comments. It's like, whether I decide to get involved deeply in politics or I don't, I'm still a black man. He's still a coach who happens to be black, and his job is to win games.
Yeah. But it's just the height of hubris for somebody like Skip, a white guy sitting there telling black people what they're supposed to do.
Right.
It's just so stupid. And what I say as a white guy to Skip to another white guy is, Skip, this isn't Jim Crow. Okay? These owners are there to make money. This is all about, remember I said last time, capitalism is the great equalizer. These people want to make money. We did a thing on, I know you guys, a lot of you didn't watch it, is it's basically how to sell to the black, they use the word
he wants
Negro.
to say how to sell the Negro.
But it's really about how to sell to that population to make money. These owners want to make money. They're not keeping black people from being head coaches because they're racist. And if you're coaching something where 70% or higher, like Cedric said, are black, you would think that the owners would think, well, maybe they'll relate more to a black coach if we're going to play the race thing. So why wouldn't they hire? But people like Skip want to just bring it up thinking, nope, it's just the rich white guys don't want to hire the black head coaches. And I don't understand, then why are they hiring 70% of their players as black?
It's a damn good question. Yeah. And if you can, as a white guy, you need to talk to Skip and tell him that the cultural appropriation, take out that Mr. T starter kit chain, because he looks like a wannabe rapper.
That's why I can't even watch, any type of sports programming now. I just watch the sport if I want to watch the sport. And hopefully, did you hear about Troy Aikman getting in trouble?
I didn't hear the whole story.
So all he said was, because we all know that in the NFL, I know there's still injuries because people are getting bigger, stronger, faster. But when they're going to protect these people to the point where, like the old Brady rules, if you touch Tom Brady, it's a penalty. He made the comment, he goes, they need to take off the dresses. So, of course, everybody starts getting on him, how sexist he is and chauvinistic. It's like,
we can't make comments anymore.
I know. And to accuse Troy Aikman, because I don't even listen to Troy and the guy he's on because they're too woke for me, but yet they eat their own. Like I always said, they eat their own. Let's finish this up.
Skip, and as a coach, he realizes, and all coaches realize this, Todd Bowles says, I'm not going to win the game because I'm black. I'm not going to lose because I'm black. It's not like, man, I'm going to play harder because I don't want that black guy to beat me. Or I'm not going to play as hard because, that doesn't work like that. I think the thing what's happening, Skip, because there's so few, we put emphasis on it because we're so proud of it. Because, you got Fortune 500 countries.
Well, is it because you're so proud or you're so horrified?
I'm so proud because I see people that look like me.
Skip's trying to put words in his mouth again. Yeah. Skip. Shannon's trying to, be honest, and Skip won't have it.
No.
Positions that normally they don't get an opportunity to fulfill. And to feel, excuse me. And so I get it, but Todd is like, guys, we understand that there are a lot of qualified black men that probably should be in these positions, but you keep making, they're not going to get into this position because two black guys, because it should have been an influx. Once Lovie Smith and Tony Dungy was in the Super Bowl, that next year, the following couple of years, Skip, it should have been an influx of them.
Yeah.
Okay, we won't keep going on it, but that point he just made, now Shannon's falling back into it.
Yeah,
there should be an influx of them. He's othering them again.
Yes, there should be an influx of capable coaches who can lead their teams.
Yes, just because two black coaches went to the Super Bowl doesn't mean that. What are you saying, that because of the color of their skin, they're going to be as good as those two black coaches?
Right.
It's just,
and let's be honest
Shannon,
here. Todd Bowles he's doing an incredible job, but let's give the reason why.
Wow, you're going to go there, aren't you?
See, you know who his quarterback is. Why do you always shut me down every time I talk about this? When you have the GOAT at the helm, you're going to be a great quarterback.
Well, I guess you can go back because Belichick, what has he done since old Tom left.
All right.
Has Belichick won a Super Bowl since Tom left? No. Yeah. So again, sometimes it's just the pairing of the two.
There's a funny thing that Shannon said a few minutes ago about, is someone going to say, well, I'm going to try that much harder because I don't want this black coach to beat me, or this isn't racist because it was good old Larry Bird that did it back in the day. Larry Bird used to go to for the Philadelphia 76ers, he went up to Charles Barkley and he goes, I am just so pissed you have a white guy guarding me. That's insulting. Larry Bird's white, but he couldn't stand it when other teams put a white guy on. He thought that was insulting and demeaning.
Oh man. Anyways, what do you guys think about this segment? We had to bring it up because this is when sports meets culture. We don't do a lot of sports stuff, but when I heard this, Cedric sent this to me, and I was like, cool. I like what Todd Bowles said. I think it's good. I think it's good to look at people, and Cedric and I talk about this all the time, as individuals. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you notice when somebody's a different race than you, but you don't have to make a big deal out of it. And then you've got Skip, who has to tell now these black people how they're supposed to act. And that's the typical liberal leftist view. And it's so frustrating and it's so demeaning. And to me, it is the racist thing that's out there.
Absolutely. So. Absolutely. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, a quick plug for Jeremy's Razors. Get your Christmas shopping done now.
Come on, we want to win.
Can we say Christmas? Yeah, we say Christmas on this show. If that offends you, get over it. But get that done now.
Can I say Hanukkah when Hanukkah's around?
Sure. You don't celebrate it, so I don't know why you would say it.
You just don't want to say what do they?
Kwanzaa?
No, what do they say? Happy holidays.
Happy holiday. Yeah. Happy holidays. All right, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We appreciate you guys. We're coming up toward the end of another year. Wow, this will be our third year of doing this. Incredible. All right, you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and please continue sharing our channel with everyone you know, and start looking at the beauty of people who they are inside and not what the decoration is on the outside. Until next time, I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian. See you later. Kwanzaa song?
I don't know the Kwanzaa. I don't think there's a Kwanzaa song. That was racist. Wow. Very happy to be here.